Susan Francis, the Savvy Girl Success Coach, and welcome to the very first video in my video and training course series, which is running from the 9th to the 24th of September, and it will be finishing on the 24th of September with a live training call, which the details you will find on this page, either below or above this video, and all the call-in details are there for you on the page. But today what I want to talk to you about is the insidious enemy that is killing your business without you even knowing it. And that enemy is your storytelling and bullshit that you are telling yourself as an excuse for not stepping up and doing what you need to do in your business to expand your business. Now, I know as women in business, we're spending a lot of money and time and energy and the odd bit of blood, sweat and tears on business building programs and strategies for expanding our business and learning how to market ourselves, social marketing, packaging programs. We're spending a lot of money on these programs to help us to build our business and increase our visibility so that we can, the ultimate is that we want to live our purpose and live a life the type of life that we design and that we desire. But what's happening is that they're not being put into place. And one of the reasons why this is happening is because we're spending time blaming others and blaming our relationships for not getting on and putting those strategies into place. And putting the blame on other people for not letting you do what you want to do. That's actually giving away all of your power to other people. So what I want to talk about today is how we can avoid doing that and how you can actually step up into reality and find ways of actually overcoming that so that you can put together those business building strategies into place. And I'm not here because I'm pointing the finger at anybody. This is something that I've done myself in the past. And you know, previously I was married, and in that marriage we also ran a business together, and there was lots of conflict in that relationship that did affect our business, and the result of that for me was a divorce, the end of the business, and bankruptcy for myself as well. Since then I've gone on and I'm remarried now. I've been married again for about 3 years, and I have been running my own business for the past 8 years. But one of the things I found was that the story that I'd taken from my previous relationship, I brought that forward into this relationship in the beginning, and I was allowing it to affect me in the way that I put together and put in place all the business strategies that I'd gone on and learned. And I found that what I was actually doing was hiding out. There were my own fears about stepping up and creating visibility. There were my own fears around what would happen to the relationship when I took my business to where I wanted it to go, and I used those fears as a way of blaming the other person and sort of putting that onto them to stop myself as an excuse not to get on and do what I knew I needed to do. And quite honestly, there are I see it all the time where there are women that have, they know the nuts and bolts of what they need to do. They've learned all of the things that they need to learn in order to put their business into place and to take their business to where they want it to go. They have lots of dreams about how they want to live their life, how the type of lifestyle that they want that business to give them. And all of those dreams include their partner, but they actually then use the relationship as an excuse not to get on and do it because of their own fears. It's actually a very sophisticated form of hiding out. And one of the things that I want to teach you today is how to spot that so that you can avoid that happening, and that how you can uncover when that's happening for you, so that you can overcome that and start to really put together those business plans and those business strategies and start actually acting on them. And one of the other things I wanted to share with you was about somebody that I was working with recently, where they had all the nuts and bolts in place, but they were avoiding stepping up into their business. And what actually happened was they'd got an opportunity to do a really high-level joint venture with somebody that would have enabled them to really step up and become really visible, and to really step up, and for their business to have really expanded. And what happened was they allowed day-to-day things that were going on in their life and stuff that was going on in their relationship to get in the way, and making them feel as though that was affecting them from being able to go ahead with the joint venture. So what they did was they shelved the joint venture, which was something that really didn't make them feel good. It didn't make them feel professional. It made them feel as though they weren't good enough. It made them feel as though they weren't ready. And actually what it was that because inside they were feeling as though they weren't quite ready, they had their own fears going on around that, creating that visibility, and around what the result of doing that joint venture would mean to them and their business. And actually feeling as though the fear of what the result of that joint venture would do, it meant that they used what was going on in their personal life as an excuse not to go ahead with that. Now what we did was we worked really deeply on that, and once this lady realised what was going on, and that actually they were excuses and it was actually about what was going on for herself, she was really able to get excited again about doing this joint venture. She was able to recognise what was going on for herself, and got back in touch with the person that she was going to do the joint venture with, and was really able to step up and take responsibility for that, and put that into place. So, and the same can happen for you. Once this is resolved, you're able to recognise the things that you can change. You know, sometimes there are things that go on in our relationships that we don't have 100% control over. But but by looking and seeing what those that we're using as excuses, we're able to see the things that we can change. And that means you can start to then step up and implement the business strategies that you've learned. You'll be able to take your business, take those steps to start moving your business forward, and put them into place. You'll have the confidence to raise your profile and your visibility, and also start walking your talk. Because one of the big reasons why women don't put a lot of these things into place is because they feel as though they're not walking their talk because of stuff that's going on in their personal lives, and they use that as an excuse not to step up and step into that place and take responsibility for that. So if you're finding that you're using things that are going on in your relationship as an excuse, and you're blaming things in your relationship for not being able to step up into your business, my tip for you, what I want you to do is I want you to list out all of the excuses that you're coming up with, list out all of the things that you feel are stopping you, and recognise where they are excuses. One of the ways that you can do this is by journaling. Journaling is something that I do on a regular basis, because I know that if I don't, some of those day-to-day things can start to feel as though they're having an effect, because by journaling you're taking the time to step away from the actual situations, and really sort of think them through and recognise it's about stepping into reality of the situation. And by journaling that and listing all of the excuses that you're making, you'll be able to see where the gaps open up for you to be able to take some steps forward and make some changes and actually move forward with your business. But the very first step is to become real and step into that reality. Stop hiding out, stop bullshitting yourself, and stop telling yourself stories that it's about somebody else and that you don't have any power to change it, because you do. So that's the first tip. What I've done is I've opened up an event page on Facebook, so it would be really good if some of you wanted to share some of those excuses on that page with others that are on this video and training course series. It will help, I'm sure it will help other people to recognise some of the excuses that they're making for themselves as well. And from there, I look forward to seeing you on video number 2, which is going to be released in exactly 1 week's time. And so look out for that in your inbox. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.